a St. Louis style crunchy wrap. So back here, I'm working on the refried beans. This is just a little olive oil and a onion chopped, a couple of jalapenos, 1 if you want it on the mild side, 2 if you want it extra spicy, and a couple of cloves of garlic once the onions start to get soft. Then I add water, about a half a cup or so. And I let the water completely evaporate, and it turns it into this kind of delicious mush at the bottom. Then to that mushy start, I'm going to add a little cumin, nice smoky cumin, touch more salt and pepper. And I'm going to add some cayenne pepper. You can go a little or a lot. My husband and I like it spicy. And then throw in the beans, and we're going to, over the break, I'm going to puree them and put them right back in the same pan and thus refry them. Now we're going to move along to the salsa. We're going to take to our hot skillet a giant bunch of scallions and a couple of jalapenos and some cracked garlic, and you want it hot. You want the pan hot because we're charring them. For the chips portion, I have sharp cheddar and pepper jack, and we're going to just throw that on some tortilla chips and let them toast in the oven. Anytime you use limes or lemons, char them up. You get more flavor, more juice, and you just intensify their flavor as well. So we're going to throw into our food processor the 14-ounce can of the fire-roasted tomatoes, a fat squirt of the chipotle paste, and then in a lot of Mexican salsas that use charred vegetables or charred tomatoes, there's a pinch of cinnamon used, sparingly, pinch. It shouldn't taste like French toast, okay? So we're gonna add a little pinch, and this is special because this is smoked cinnamon. And we're gonna add a little black pepper, and we're gonna do a little squirt of agave or a tiny drizzle of honey. In goes all of our charred ingredients. Come on, fellas, get with the program, will you? All right, whatever. Let's say that's all of them. So we'll add this. And once they're cool enough to handle, you add a little bit of lime juice. And I'm going to save a squirt for our beans as well. And rinse that out over the break. I'm going to swap this out for a clean bowl, puree the refried beans, get them back in the pan. I know this sounds confusing, but it's really not that hard. And we're going to char up in the same pan our chorizo. I softened a large flour tortilla, only on one side, tiniest bit of spray, olive oil or canola, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then I take that side that's lightly browned, and that becomes now the inside of our crunchy wrap. All right, then we take our charred scallion, jalapeno, fire-roasted tomato salsa, and we spread that. Then you take your crunchy, crispy, oven-warmed tortillas with the cheese. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Then you take your plant-based, or in this case, pork-based chorizo, and put the chorizo on the nacho. And then we put on the refried beans. Then we put on a little lettuce, tomato, onion, pickled jalapeno. Then we take some avocado cream, sour cream, avocado, lime juice, salt. Then you take the big flour tortilla and you make a little blankie around your nachos. Yeah, you gotta kind of manhandle it a little bit at the end. Then, come on down, baby. Then, spray, pans on medium. You wanna melt all that kind of stuff together and let it set. Then you spray the opposite side. And you wait. Check this out. Boom!